So, I've been thinking a long time about making this video, you know, or whether I should make it in German or make it in English. And I think it's time to make this video. I think it's might be an important video to make for not just for me but for other people. I decided for English and against German because well, you can reach more people with English. That was kind of my thought process behind this. Well, who am I? My name's Lucas. I'm a young German filmmaker, and I've been struggling with not just anxiety but panic disorder, so multiple panic attacks. For I'd say most of my life now. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there who are feeling similar, and they just don't speak out about it, right? Maybe they're embarrassed, or they think it's not that like it's not an important subject or whatever. Well, it was important for me when I made my first short movie, which was called The Sun Shines Brighter. I kind of told my own story, right? During the time of filming and writing the short movie, my agoraphobia was so bad that I couldn't leave the house. No, I could not even leave my bed on my worst days, right? So the movie touches on that subject. It's kind of my story. It's a bit fictionalized, but it's mostly my story. So it's about a guy, an artist, photographer, filmmaker, who can't leave his house due to his severe agoraphobia. And then he tries to kind of simulate the outside world within his own home, you know. And he's trying to not go crazy, not go insane. And the protagonist in the movie, which is me, but it's also not me, he tries to take his own life at the end of the movie. You know, he tries to go outside. He can't do it. He reads a letter from his deceased mother, and he decides that he doesn't want to live anymore. He doesn't decide to kill himself. He decides he doesn't want to live anymore. I think that's a big difference. So he tries to kill himself, and whether he's successful in doing so, it's I left that open for discussion for my viewers. But as I was making this film, I was thinking, why would I have this protagonist opt out for such a solution, right? When he so closely resembles me, or when he should closely resemble me, right? So I began to think about loads of things. So my anxiety, I guess, started when my father had 2 successive heart attacks on 2 successive Christmas nights. And at the time I thought I handled it pretty well. I didn't think it was any sort of issue. I thought I handled it like any normal human being would, right? But like 1 year after that, I felt my heart going crazy. Yeah, I had heart palpitations. it beat super fast. I woke up in the middle of the night. I had crushing pain in my chest. I got vertigo, dizziness, cold hands, less stamina, less cardio, and in my head I was convinced that I had a coronary disease. I was convinced because I had all those symptoms. So I went to a doctor. He checked me out. He said I'm fine. I went to another doctor because I didn't believe the first doctor. He said I was fine. Right. So it's my head, they said. Must be my head. Psychosomatic. Right? Your head tells your body something is wrong and your body reacts in a certain way. So even though I knew now that physically, I was not physically ill, I was not in any sort of danger. Of course, my camera went out. I was saying, at least I thought my brain kind of knew that it wasn't real. Yet I still had fear and panic attacks. Falling asleep at night, basically impossible. I felt like I was dying, like genuinely dying. I had all the symptoms of someone actually experiencing a heart attack. And I knew it was fake. And I guess that kind of it makes you feel weak, kind of, in the beginning, right? Because you begin to wonder why, if all my doctors, if all of those people, if all of those guys tell me I'm fine, and I still have this fear, this irrational fear, I must be weak-minded, right? That was my first train of thought. You're a weak guy. Look at you can't even fall asleep at night because you're scared of dying. You're only 22 years old. Everyone told you your heart's fine, yet you're lying awake and you're scared. You're scared. And after experiencing a few panic attacks, which is a horrible feeling, I kind of started to actually believe that my heart wasn't sick. And I'm fully aware of that right now. I'm not imagining myself with a coronary disease. Is it all over? No. That's the bad part. It's kind of a spiral, you know? Because when in the beginning I was scared of heart attacks, now I'm scared of fear itself, right? You begin to feel afraid of the fear coming back because you know what it does to you. And as crazy as it sounds, you become afraid of fear. And at some points you just lay there and you're so afraid that fear's gonna take over you that you just wait for it, right? You wait for it. And after a while of having this fear of fear, it turned into agoraphobia as well, which I never had before. So now I feel like I can't go to places where there's loads of people, where I can't find an exit immediately. Simple tasks in life that I can't do without being scared. And that made me feel like shit in the beginning. It made me feel even weaker than before. Stuff like going shopping, right? Just grocery shopping. Or me as a filmmaker, as a movie enthusiast, going to the cinema. All this stuff. You can't do it anymore because you're so scared. You're scared, and you know you should try, but you don't want to try because you're scared to embarrass yourself. Because if you're there, if you are at the cinema and you're watching this movie and everyone's focused on the movie and you start experiencing the panic and stuff, and everyone's gonna notice, you're also scared of disappointing the people around you, friends, or if you're in a relationship, your significant other. I had it before. I set up a date with my ex-girlfriend, then girlfriend. We wanted to go to the cinema, watch a movie, so we set up a date, and we drove there for like 25 minutes. We walked into the cinema, not even the screening room, but the actual cinema, right? We didn't even have our tickets yet. And I stood in there, and I looked at her, and I'm like, I'm not feeling well. I don't think I can do this. And she was nice about it, She said it's no problem, we can just go home. But even though she said this, you're like, you don't want to disappoint that person, right? I mean, it's just going to the cinema and you can't even do it. Like you drove all the way. You drove all the way, and now you're making her drive back all the way, just because you can't do a simple task as going to the cinema. And then it gets worse, and you can't take the train anymore. And when it's really bad, you can't leave the house anymore. And you feel less human, I guess. Because humans, they can leave their house, right? There's nothing scary or bad or anything about leaving your house. You've left your house all your life, and now you can't. It's not like it's horrible inside your house. It's the fact that you feel so weak as a human, almost worthless, and it comes just naturally that your social contacts become less and less. You can't go out with them anymore. You can't go out, have a drink, and sometimes even having a phone call is draining, scary. So you're disappointing them as well, in your mind. That's what you feel like you're disappointing them all the time. All the time. I have a very good relationship with my sister, and when I was in my worst spot ever, she wanted to talk to me, right? And I don't know, I couldn't even talk to her, And I really wanted to talk to her, but we started talking and it was too much. And I had to tell her, can you please leave me alone? Right, and that stuff really hurts. And when you're at that point, you start to think that what you're doing right now is everything, but it's not living. It's not living. So I thought about how I want to live if I do want to live like that. And I mean, I got medications now, but they're benzodiazepines and they're horrible. They're making me function, of course, but you're always tired. You're always tired, and everyone tells you need to get off of them, and you need to get off of them, you try to get off of them, but no, there's no spot for a psychiatrist or whatever, so you have to keep taking them, and every time you need a prescription, your physician looks at you disappointed and doesn't even want to prescribe you them anymore, and all that stuff. But you begin to think about, is this the life I want to live, right? And it's not. It's not, right? And you feel like something, if someone told you you have to live like this, the way you're living right now, for 3 more years, that sounds so long. It sounds so long. But if you twist it around and you say, only 3 summers left, then it kind of sounds different, doesn't it? And it doesn't sound so good, that option. So why did I make this video? I'm making this video because I know there's many people who are struggling with this. There's many people who are not open about this. And I just want to tell you, keep going, right? I know I'm on medication right now. I know the medication's not good for me long term, but I am functioning right now. I can follow my dreams. As I said, I'm a young filmmaker. That I made my first short movie about my panic, my fear, my agoraphobia, right? And it even screened in a local art house cinema. It got famous French actress Béatrice Dalle on board. Now we're friends. So life goes on for me at the moment. There's many things happening that I always dreamed about. And if you'd asked me where I'd be in a year's time, when you had asked me that 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago, when I was in that bad spot, I would have told you I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know if I wanna be, if I even wanna be here. It helped me kind of working with my fear, working it out into a movie. But I mean, everyone's different, and not everyone is an artist or is a filmmaker or whatever. All I'm saying is be open about it. You're not alone with your struggle. And I know it makes you feel worthless, and I know full well that this feeling of worthlessness, it kind of transcends into other parts. You begin to question your looks, right? You start feeling very unattractive. You start feeling lonely, proper lonely, even though you might not be lonely, but this feeling is still there, right? You're getting so self-conscious about everything. It's like, how do I look? How do people perceive me, and all that stuff? It all comes from this. It all stems from this. It all has its root in this one problem: is that we're living in constant fear as adults or as teenagers, you know. Yeah, I guess I just kind of wanted to give you guys my experience. It's not the full experience. It's not my whole life story. It's just I wanted to speak about it and give you guys some insight and tell you that even though I'm still struggling with all of this, and I've struggled very much with this, I still feel like my life is going forward at the moment, you know. Even though sometimes you take a step backwards, that's fine. And you don't have to take 2 steps forward immediately, you know. It's fine. It's fine to take a step backwards. It's not a race, you know. Yes, I will leave my Instagram down in the bio. You can hit me up there if you want. I will, if you just need someone to talk, or if you have questions or whatever, I will be reachable, and I will reply to you guys. All right. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble on.